not heal what you do not acknowledge, right? And then you got to do the work once it's acknowledged in order for the heal, just like on the mat, right? I got to do the work on the mat.
and it's deep work. And,
yes.
It seems like our consciousness is raising in America that we can have these conversations. I heard a woman speak, I can't think of her name, similar story to your grandmother, and it was her grandmother, and she had learned this through tracing family history and DNA or doing.
Which is a fabulous invention.
She said, okay, so I've got DNA of a victim and a perpetrator running through my blood.
Wow.
What am I going to do with that?
Yep.
And it reminded me of how we are all connected. We're all human beings. We are all have shared trauma, shared healing, shared opportunities to just bring it all together.
Yep.
Saying that, knowing not everybody's there. I would be foolish to think that. And I live in sort of the yoga bubble where there are a majority of people are ready to dig a little deeper, because I think the more we practice yoga and find these other mindfulness practices, if you will, that bring us into a deeper relationship with the present moment, we can't help but do this work.
That is my hope and prayer. I hope and pray that the yoga community can be the impetus. It can be the community that, is really willing to do the hard work, and so that we can transcend this. I usually say, I wish these were my words, but I think they belong to Jesus, right? I think yoga teaches us that we're in this world, we're in this plane of existence where racism and sexism and we're in the matrix. I always call it the matrix, right? We're in it, right? But we don't have to be of it. That yoga teaches us that these teachings are about how we transcend that, right? We're in it, but we don't have to be of it. And I think those are the teachings of, that we're deep in the yogic work.
Yeah. You can't argue with those spiritual truths.
Yeah.
Well, that was, we could clearly go on for
yes,
hours
we
here.
Could. My goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So let's shift a little to start wrapping things up.
Yes.
And I know you're doing codependency training.
Yes.
So what, looking into the summer and beyond, what do you have going on as far as new programs?
Yeah.
Long-term programs and where it's happening in your world now?
There, of course, is the continuation of the work with the leadership training and the combined training that we do to support others to go back into their own home communities and bring the benefits of this combination of yoga and 12-step recovery. So that's ongoing. That's ongoing. Really gratefully, not too terribly long ago, I came back from Kenya, where we trained 65 Kenyans in this work. So this work is just now becoming really widespread, and I'm so grateful for that. And then we do training in we call it Breaking Barriers, Transforming the Samskara, there's that word again, of codependency, right? And the way that we look at codependency in this domain is we call codependency the disease of the lost self. So the idea is anytime I look outside of myself for something that can only come from the inside, I'm in a codependent relationship with whatever that is. Uh-huh. So there have been times in my life, I always say I've been in codependent relationship with Nordstrom's, right? Because I'm looking outside of myself, right? To satisfy something that can only come from the inside. And so we love doing that work because I assert that sooner or later, with any addiction and with any attachment and any of those things, you got to get to that work, the disease of the lost self work, right? Reclaiming our lost self. And so I love doing that work. I'm doing it at a deep level with Dr. Melody Moore.
Okay.
Right. And she and I have put together, we always talk about this is it's 5 days, but it's like 6 months of like real deep therapeutic work.
Okay.
And, we're doing that at Omega in July. Right. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. So that work is coming. It's just, I love collaboration, and collaborating with her is a dream, and collaborating with Sean is a dream. Yeah. And then in November, there's another collaboration that I'm really excited about. It's called, Revolution Through Love. And it's a program really that's under Off the Mat, and it's work that with Hala Curry and Chelsea Jackson and myself. And it's in Atlanta. And again, it's where we're going to take a deep look at some things, in this whole domain of social justice, big ideas around social justice, and how the yoga community, or yogis, I don't even know what the yoga community is really, but yogis really can be a part of this at an authentic and at a really real and deep level. So I'm really looking forward to that work as well. And then there's always the work with Rolf Gates.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Who I know is a big staple here at Cityoga, and I'm so grateful for that. So grateful for that. So doing lots of work with Rolf Gates. Mm-hmm. We do the Yoga Meditation Addiction Recovery Conference that comes up a couple times a year, once at Esalen and once at Kripalu.
Okay.
And then he and I together are also doing something called Communities Rising. Ooh. Where we're doing a yoga teacher training that really is focused in social justice and work. And we're really looking to empower and invite people of color into this training in particular to support them in doing not only our own healing, but in bringing that kind of healing back out into communities that, wherever they are. And so really looking forward to, can't wait. It's been great continuing the collaboration and the depth of relationship with Rolf.
He is an amazing human being.
He is an amazing human being.
He had mentioned that Communities Rising and seemed very, very excited. I think in the Northeast somewhere? Is that happening?
We're going to do it in Connecticut at a center called Fresh Yoga in New Haven.
Nice. And that's this
it starts in October.
Or fall. Okay. 2019.
Yeah, it starts in the fall. So kind of a lot of stuff going on.
There is. Well, I'm glad we could get you in here with your busy schedule.
Come here anytime, any day. This is home.
Yes.
Yeah. And I always tell people about community yoga. I'm so grateful for you and the way, when it came time, I knew it was time in my life that, I needed to take this whole, work at Y12SR deeper and more. And in order to do that, in order to support that, I had to let go of some things.
Yeah.
And Cityoga was one. And I prayed and prayed and prayed. And then again, you came along, right? Then as someone who would support its growth and someone who would steward it in such a way that it would be the gift that it truly has become for the community. So I'm deeply grateful.
Well, thank you. And thank you you lit the torch here. And I'm been happy to carry it forward as the community grows and evolves and transforms. And I think we're just at the beginnings.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
So anytime I can come back here, I mean, it's just like, you know what? There's no place like home.
That's very, very, very nice. That's a nice way to kind of wrap it up. And it's great to have you back home here.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking time out today.
You're absolutely welcome. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you for listening to The Yoga Voice, brought to you by Cityoga School of Yoga and Health, where we are committed to exploring how yoga inspires and transforms. Find out more at www.cityoga.biz. That's CITYOGA.biz. Special thanks to our producer, Brian Sims, for his audio expertise.